Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out my latest video, and please subscribe, like, and comment so that my videos can get some more views out there. So I've been posting some videos of battling the bots on chess.com. I'm around a 850 to 900 player. Been actively hardcore playing chess for just 2-3 months now, and want to get higher. But clearing these bots has actually been pretty educational for learning. So I recommend to do it. Now the time limit is one thing, but anyway, so I cleared all the Santa bots and I cleared all these, and then the one that I was stuck on was Lee. She's from Taiwan. She's at 2000, and I actually cleared all these streamers, and it shows I even cleared this master, but I can't seem to find that match, so I don't know if that's a glitch or what. But anyway, so Lee, I got stuck on her and played her probably 8 hours straight between yesterday and today, and finally beat her, and it was extremely satisfying. So let me go to the match. Yeah, it's kind of long, but I mean, I'll try. I want to give good explanation, but so and I beat her with the black. Okay, so the thing about Lee is she plays very aggressively. And even it says that in her description, she likes to win short attacking games. And I actually looked at a couple of videos of people who beat her last night because I could not beat her. And a 2400, I believe he was an IM, lost to her in his first game against her. He only posted 2 games, he lost her. So she can be tough. People might say she's tough. And basically, from what I can gather, you cannot checkmate her. The only way to beat her is to trade off all your pieces and have an advantage going into the endgame. Have a piece advantage somehow. And then execute the endgame, so those are probably 2 of my weaker points. So perhaps this is why it took me so long to beat her. Also because I was trying to checkmate her a lot, and it doesn't work. Nonetheless, I beat her with the black, and here I use the Caro-Kann. So Caro-Kann is versus E4, it's C6 and then D5, but you can also do the same thing against D4, Queen's Pawn, but it's called the Slav then, and it's different. So she did here what's called the advanced variation. They basically push one forward. Here the key move is this, which is what I did. She's built up. Then you build this pawn triangle on the light. Okay, now here, this is something I learned from Gotham Chess and other videos about the Caro-Kann. They talked about how this C5 move is key, and the quicker you can do it, the better. Like when you have an advantage is how I'm viewing it, because that will become a highly contested score, as is E5 is extremely highly contested when you do the Caro-Kann. At least, and when you play the bots, they respond in certain ways, but there's variations to it. They don't respond the same ways every time. Nonetheless, I went ahead and did that. I'm going to try to use some arrows on this. I haven't really been doing that, but I saw somebody doing it for exchanges, and it's actually a good way to do it. So because my bishop is hitting it. So I have that free. She came down with the bishop because this whole side's open, giving me check. Now this is one of the trickiest things with the Caro-Kann, is you're opening up this whole side, the queen side, and you have to be very careful how you play it. Now see, part of this game, I usually play 10-minute games, and it would be hard for me to play like this well in a 10-minute game in general, but because you're in check and you want to castle on this side, and the computer will do what it can to stop you from castling and destroy your pawn formation. So in this case, the best defense is that, I believe. So I went ahead and did that, and it's going to mess up your pawn formation. So she went ahead and castled. Now I brought the bishop out, the black bishop. He literally couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't go there, and taking the time to fianchetto is not worth it. Is often not worth it with this. And they do actually say that the bishops on these squares can be good with the Caro-Kann. Okay, so she's bringing reinforcements for this middle diamond of pawns. Now the horse is the only other one I have to go, and he can't go there. He can't go there. It can go there, but that's not a great square. And I just wanted. I said I got to go ahead and get rid of this. So I went. I pushed the pawn on it. It took. So I have an open file here, but I do have pawns in the center. And I got her bishop. She is extremely good. Lee, the 2000 bot, is extremely good with her bishops. You would rather have her not want to play her bishops in the end game. She took. So remember I said this was a contested square. Well, now she's she's guarding it with the bishop. That's also the reason she came out there, because I was going to be able to capture that. So she took. Now I can't retake immediately, but I saw this move sliding out the queen. Now I got two attackers on this pawn. She brought the knight out. Here I made a slight blunder, a miscalculation. This is a little more advanced than I would normally be. I thought that I couldn't go ahead and just take it here because she could go here and threaten the queen, and I'd have to move it. But actually, she can't, because this is a check, and that gives me enough time to move the queen out of the way. So I believe that gives me a big piece advantage. I'd have to double check. Let's see. Either way. So what they're saying here, like, that's why they're proposing going ahead and taking that. It may not work as well as I just showed it, but the way I did it was, you'll see my score dropped. I brought the rook over to defend the pawn that the knight was going to come attack. I thought the knight was going to come attack. So she used this opportunity to grab my light bishop and further mess up my pawn structure. However, sometimes on the castle side, pawns like this aren't that bad, having this kind of reverse L shape. Although it's not, there's a space in it. She barred out the queen. Again, we're fighting for this. Oops. This square. She's also attacking that, defending that square. Now here, I believe I thought this was more unguarded than it was, so I moved the rook over. But it was actually guarded. Maybe moving it to the open file might have been better. And I mean, the only way I can castle is if I go here, or if I get rid of this, or move the bishop. But the bishop's pointing at this key pawn right now. She brought out her knight. Okay, so I finally decided to go ahead and bring out my knight to the side. I mean, it does have an open square there that it can move to on g4, but she brought up her pawn here. She pushed her A pawn far, which allows the rook to come out, and it's looking like she's going to try to boot my queen. And I got to make sure it's not trapped, but it can slide back this way. So I finally castled. She brought up the pawn, and I can't take it because the queen's guarding it. I can't take that because the rook's guarding it. Can't move there. Can't move there. So I slid back. Now, actually, c7 and I believe f7 are actually good squares for the king, the queen, and sometimes they even mention that in the Caro-Kann, in particular variations. But she brought a pawn out for her king. That was to stop that move from my rook. Okay, so here I decided to go for the. I'm sorry if this video ends up being long, but there is a lot of strategy. Here I decided I had to go for this to clear it out, because I literally have no other move. Look at the board. Can't move there. Can't move that. Can't move that. Can't move that. That's a take. Can't move that except for shuffle, and can move that there or shuffle. Can't move that except for to there. Whoops. And actually, the moves they suggest were pushing this pawn, also sliding this queen back, also bringing this rook over as reinforcement for this file, because now this file is the battlefield, and this piece. So I went ahead and went for it. she can take, but I'm protected. If I take, she's got 1, 2, and I've only got 1. So I knew that though. I mean, I saw that. But I had to try to open it up because this would allow like something else to happen. And I saw other combinations here, but so she moved her knight in, which now gives an additional protector to that. I went ahead and took. She took back. So now she's got 2 on this, and I've just got the queen on it. So I bring the rook over on it, and they were suggesting bringing this knight over, or bringing the queen down 1. But anyway, I brought the rook over to protect it. Possibly, yeah, this rook should have maybe gone to this file, but anyway. Okay, so now we've each got. Well, no, I don't have 2 yet, but I'm preparing defenses for this one. So anyway, she used that to grab my knight, but I got rid of her other bishop by doing it. Now I'm exposed on my king. So right now she's up a pawn, but I have both her bishops. She's got both my knights. She moved forward there, which was a mistake, somewhat of a mistake. Now here there was here I caught. Let's see. Okay, so there I just withdrew the bishop because I couldn't move the bishop to there because the queen would take it. But I wanted to clear this up so I could get it, because this is getting danger when the pawn gets down here, that they're going to castle you and do all kinds of stuff to your to your back line. They're going to destroy it. So anyway, I decided to move the rook here. It couldn't move there. Couldn't move there. Couldn't move there. So it's again pretty locked. She brought the knight over, and that was her big mistake. If I found the right move, well, there's 2, but that was her first like blunder, and the blunder is if I find the move bishop to f7, because it x-rays the knight onto the queen, and I have the queen attacking that as well, and I have the pawn attacking that. So the second move that was decent was that captures there, getting rid of that pawn and adding more pressure there. But other than that, she maintains her lead. Well, I caught the best move, which is that she brought over a rook to defend the file. I went ahead and took the pawn, which was the other good move. So I got rid of that pawn. Now we're totally even material. She came down and took this pawn that was unprotected. So let's see here. Okay, so now here I have 2 moves that will keep my lead up. It says one of them is rook to e8, and the other is pawn to a5. This whole thing, I guess this would be like the point of this is this, but I wasn't really focused on that at the time. So let's see here. So I actually didn't catch the right move. I sort of blundered that one. I moved it to the wrong square. I said, well, I'll exchange rooks with you, because she can't capture that right now. And I didn't want to exchange that just yet, because she does have that guarding it, I think. Okay, so anyway, I chose that square, and she went ahead and exchanged rooks. So again, the strategy with the Lee bot is she's really strong attacker, but if you can narrow it down to the pieces, she's not as good at the late middle game and the end game. But this isn't the end game yet. It's almost there, in my opinion. But so she's up a pawn now, and she's got the advantage. But she made a mistake there and checked me. I withdrew. She pulled back the queen, because she saw that this was coming. So I picked up the knight. So now it's bishop. I've got a piece advantage going into the end game. So next move, she does this. Obviously, this is offering a swap here. So then it's a rook versus a bishop and a rook, and I'm like, okay, I got to do this right because I haven't beaten this bot, and I've got the advantage now. I don't want to throw this away in the end game because I did that in other games. So I looked at things like this because check, and then the king can either go here, or the rook can come out and guard it, or the queen can come out to guard it. And that, you know, I was basically looking at like, what would it be better if if like I could get her to take me and then move the rook up, and this is protected by that as well. And I couldn't really decide because you don't know for sure what she's going to do next. And usually when this Lee bot offers you a queen trade, you should go ahead and take it. If you're like even at all, take it, because that's the way to beat her, I think. So anyway, I went ahead and did it. So I've got a bishop rook against a rook, and she's got a pawn advantage, but you know, having a bishop is a big thing. I went up and checked her. She moved there. I came down and offered a rook advantage. Now, in one of the videos I saw, he said, you know, when one of the guys who beat her, he had her down to two rooks, and he had an extra piece, and he goes, if I can just simplify this. So I said, I got it. Let me try it. So she did it. And this also gives me a sort of a pass pawn. But okay, so she moved up, since she's got the 4 going here. I bring out my bishop. She goes forward. I take that way, which was a mistake, apparently. She takes that way, which was a mistake. I take that way. Sometimes these swings in the end game, but she moved that in to threaten my pawn on e4. I went ahead and took. So now I'm up a pawn. I'm up a pawn and a piece. And now that we're back even on pawns, I moved to that square in preparation, I think, for this. She came over to threaten my pawn. I moved it forward. She moved it forward. Now I said, okay, well, I'm going to bring my king out and either, you know, target those, since you're going to be chasing that one, and then I got these 2 left. Oh, I was seeing if I could race this over here. And her moving that forward, I think I was going to catch it, because, let's see, whose turn was it? Yeah, I was going to catch it, I believe. So she went ahead and, I think I was going to catch it. Yeah. So she went ahead and started moving those out. So I said, well, now I know it's not going to make it, so I can go after it. So I got rid of that one. Oh, I'm sorry. And this pawn right here, this was the key to this whole part. This pawn right here was guarded by this. So she was so worried about this coming down that she just kept lingering the king around it. That was the whole point of it. This bishop was like doing that. Sorry. So I got that 2 on 2. I start moving towards over there. She finally, like, I take one, I gobble the other one. I'm heading down to make it king. She finally came down to threaten this bishop, which maybe she should have done earlier. Here I was just trying to be very, very careful. So I withdrew, let her take that pawn. Or no, I even protected that pawn. Queened. And here I was, again, really careful, because you can stalemate and you can just mess it up. So I got her on the back row now. And I went ahead and just got another queen to be safe and beat her. 68 moves. The analysis was pretty good. I had 82% accuracy with the black. 3 great moves, 3 blunders. She had 1 great move, but look at all those best moves and excellent, and 4 blunders. It's One thing here is this, it says this is the Caro-Kann I played it 34 times. I mean, I'm actually not doing that great with it, but because I'm still learning it. But look how many different responses you get on the lower levels. Like, it's crazy. So the pawn move was a mistake, but no blunders yet. So there, she made a blunder on the turn before. She made a blunder with that knight move. That. And I caught the great move on it. I made a blunder there. I caught a great move there. I don't really, I mean, I suppose that might have been another move. I'm not really sure why I'm just sliding it over on one, but that apparently that was a good move. Here she said the pawn moves were a blunder, but and then that was a great one, so I'm not really sure. She blundered there by bringing the king out. So again, she's not good at the end game. She makes mistakes. She's extremely good at the early mid game. So you got to fend her off till then. And that's it. Finally beat her. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if it went on too long. Pretty long game. And please subscribe, like, and comment. Appreciate it. I'm learning. I'm getting better. Playing these bots does help some for recognizing patterns and all kinds of things. All right. Thanks. Have a good one.